And I have to admit, Jennifer Lopez has never looked this good on screen. Hey guys, welcome back to Canon Cinema. I'm Amanda, otherwise known as AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Today, I will be reviewing the new Jennifer Lopez romantic comedy, Marry Me, directed by Kat Coiro, starring Owen Wilson, John Bradley, Sarah Silverman, and Maluma. Now, we haven't seen a Jennifer Lopez rom-com in a very, very long time. She did Second Act, but that was more of like a female empowerment film. It was a really fun time with Leah Remini too, but we missed like the golden age of JLO, where she was in Made in Manhattan, The Wedding Planner. She's at the beginning of Jersey Girl, which is one of my personal favorites. She was in the iconic Monster-in-Law. Everyone really loves that movie. What to Expect When You're Expecting, and The Backup Plan, which came out the same year as The Switch with Jennifer Aniston and Jason Bateman, and it has the exact same concept. Kind of like Friends with Benefits and No Strings Attached, that came out the exact same year. So JLo has been in a string of rom-coms, and honestly, no one can do it like her, especially in like the new age where, you know, we had Meg Ryan in the 90s and she was a knockout, like Sleepless in Seattle, You've Got Mail, and obviously When Harry Met Sally. So with Jennifer Lopez, it's like we kind of knew what we were getting when we got a JLo rom-com, and this one, Marry Me, is one of her best, to be perfectly honest. So the story is about pop superstar Kat Valdez, who is about to get married before an audience of her loyal fans. However, seconds before the ceremony, she learns about her fiance's cheating ways and has a meltdown on stage. In a moment of inspired insanity, Kat locks eyes on a total stranger in the crowd and marries him on the spot. As forces conspire to separate the unlikely newlyweds, they must soon decide if two people from such different worlds can find true love together. Now, I'm not a fan of rom-coms that have some sort of gimmick, but if they are written well and have great chemistry between the leads and strong performances, then I'll buy it. I'll dive into this world that they created, the story that they created. And I have to admit, Jennifer Lopez has never looked this good on screen. Like, she looked absolutely stunning. The wardrobe in this film completely blew me away, whether it was like streetwear, whether she was on stage or just lounging at home. They pulled fits that could only look good on her. So it was just really, really awesome to see the amount of variety that went into making these costumes and you know, her streetwear. And it was a lot of fun to have her experiment with different looks throughout the entire film. So she killed it. I also love the fact that she basically wrote an album for this movie with Maluma, of course, and Maluma was a lot of fun in this movie. He wasn't in it as much as I would have wanted him to be in it, but obviously he came in at opportune moments, considering what the story is about. So I love that he was in this. I love that she made an album for this movie. I think that she should do this more often, to be perfectly honest. I really love that she did that. The songs are strong. Some are better than others, especially Marry Me is a really catchy song. So this film hit close to home for JLo. I feel like this really represented her, and it's actually based off of a graphic novel. So for this story to kind of make its way into her hands, I feel like it was the best marriage that we could have hoped for a romantic comedy. She really killed it. One of her strongest performances as well. I'm not going to get into the whole Hustlers conversation, but everyone who knows me knows how I feel about that particular performance in that film in its entirety. But I think that she gave such a grounded performance, and this movie kind of made me like fall in love with her all over again. I don't know what it was. There was a disconnect beforehand for me, but then watching her in her element. I feel like this is her lane, and she's so good in this genre that I think she should stay here and just make more of these rom-coms for, you know, middle-aged women, that they can still find love. And there's like this hopefulness that she gives women everywhere, and no matter what age you are, you can find someone. And I think that that's an important message as well, because Kat Valdez has been through so many different relationships, but she keeps trying in this film. And I think there's some moments in the script, there are pieces of dialogue that explore what it's like to, you know, try and put yourself out there and then fail and then get back up again and try and fail, like, and keep doing that. And I think that form of repetition is okay, because if you love love and you love relationships, then trying to find that perfect person is a part of the fun and a part of the journey, a part of your journey in making mistakes. So I think that that's what this film teaches all of us. And I love that. I also thought that the pairing of Owen Wilson and Jennifer Lopez was going to be really odd to watch on screen. And I was right. But it's like one of those situations where Owen Wilson's incredibly charming and down to earth. And obviously he is the polar opposite of Kat Valdez, of Jennifer Lopez in this film, who's a pop star and she's an icon and she's in a whole other playing field. But the beauty of it is that even though she lives the life of, like, you know, the glitz and glamour and all of that, in her heart, she's very grounded. When Kat Valdez is with Charlie, who's Owen Wilson, she goes back to a time where she feels normal. Like, she reminisces, like, this is what it feels like to go to a school dance, or this is what it feels like to go back to school with these kids who have their entire life ahead of them. So in a way, they each have something the other needs to improve on, basically. So for Kat, it's feeling a bit more grounded in who she is as a woman and what she wants in a relationship, considering she always goes for the wrong people. So why not go with the safe bet, which is Charlie, who's a math teacher. And Charlie just went through a divorce because he's not as adventurous or spontaneous or in the loop in regards to social media, or you know, shows interest in anything other than school and his students, right? So he needs to be a bit more adventurous and try new things, where Kat needs to pull back a bit and try to live normally. Because sometimes actors and celebrities, they can get wrapped up in the world of the glamour and forget who they are, or forget what they're looking for, because they think it's what they need in their life because of who they are and their status. So it was really interesting to watch their dynamic. But I thought their chemistry was fine for what it was in context of the film. If it was a different type of gimmick, like a run-of-the-mill rom-com without this kind of storyline, then I wouldn't have believed it as much. But in context of the film, like I said, they each needed something from each other, and it worked. I really liked their relationship. Marry Me was good. It's great to see JLO back in her element. I'm probably going to listen to this soundtrack over and over again. It's that good. And this also makes me appreciate Owen Wilson a bit more as a romantic leading man, because he's always charming, he's always fun. But I do think that JLO overpowered Owen Wilson a bit in this film. Granted, it's Jennifer Lopez, it's a completely different vibe. But like I said, it worked. If you allow yourself just to get lost in the story, my theater was great. It was packed for a Thursday pre-screening. I was really happy about that, because studio romantic comedies don't normally do well anymore, considering that streaming platforms have kind of taken that over and started popping them out as much as they can. But it's really nice to see people go out and buy a ticket for the newest romantic comedy. We need more of these films. We don't have enough of them in, you know, this day and age. I feel like this generation just doesn't buy relationships like that anymore. And it's all like over the phone and it's all online. Technology has really taken over the idea of what romance is. So I think that if we have more romantic comedies at any age, could be middle-aged romance, could be high school romance, whatever it is. We just need to ground these stories so it's believable and give this generation some form of hope in regards to relationships. So I think that we just need more of these. They're very heartwarming, a lot of fun. I was laughing in Marry Me. It was really fun. So go watch it. It's also streaming on Peacock. If you don't have Peacock, it's only in the United States, obviously. So I had to go to the theater and I wanted to, support JLO in the newest rom-com. So watch it. It's fun. Valentine's Day is tomorrow. Definitely give it a go. I gave it a 3 out of 5 on my Letterboxd, which is a fair rating. It's a good rom-com. There were little hints of I felt like The Bodyguard, Notting Hill. They did a little comparison to When Harry Met Sally afterwards in the credits, which I really appreciated because that one is the blueprint. But it was cute and funny, and JLo's in her element, which is always fun to see. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You can always follow me over at AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. I'll catch you guys next time. Keep watching movies.